Mary is texting in, and she said, what work are you doing on interprovincial trade? I think the stats came out that if we had removed most of the interprovincial trade barriers, it would have I believe the number was $350 billion impact on our economy to the positive.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you that was the direction under my predecessor, Jason Kenney. He also said remove as many of the interprovincial trade barriers as possible. I think there's only 6 exemptions that we have signed on to, and I'm asking my Minister of Jobs Economy, Matt Jones, who's leading this file for us, I'm asking him to look at those to see if there's any reason why we should have those protections in there at all. Other jurisdictions, I think Quebec has as many as 28, and there are others that do as well. The big issue is some of these trade barriers are not transparent. It's not like we say we are charging a tariff on Quebec products coming in. What we do say is, oh, if you've been trained in Ontario, you have to take this extra course and that extra exam, and you have to go through this amount of additional on-the-job training. Those are the kind of barriers. It's very protectionist. It's through a bunch of different professions. And we should just say, if you're entitled and legal to work in Ontario, we believe that their regulators did a good job. So we're just going to affirm that you can work here as well. That's one way.
It's like the trades where you get a red seal stamp that allows you to work pretty much anywhere.
Yes, exactly. And so we've got to do that with all professions. The other problem that we have, I remember this years ago, we were trying to figure out how you could get a product loaded onto a truck in Vancouver and drive across the country so that you could deposit it in New Brunswick. And when you looked at that, there were multiple different axle sizes and weight sizes and height sizes and the color of flags that you're allowed to have on the back.
And what the product is too.
And and so you're putting at risk the driver to try to understand all of those different barriers. Why don't you just say, okay, wherever you begin, as long as you're legal in that jurisdiction to get the show on the road, we're just going to affirm that you can now get to New Brunswick, and we're not going to stop you. So those are really complicated trade barriers to try to sort out, because it's all just been through regulation.
Sure, but is the Trump tariff situation now the impetus to actually get something finally going?
It sure is. It's, one of the things I love about Canadians is that we are a bit of a fighting, squabbling, opinionated family, but when we get attacked from the outside, it's whoa, 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 no one can pick on my kid sister except me, right? So I think what has happened is everybody's come around and we're all defending each other. We're all talking about ways, well, how can I buy more Canadian? If we need to buy steel or aluminum, can we buy them from Quebec if we're not already doing so? These are the conversations that are important for us to have, because if it's true, the number that you said, $350 billion, that's the case. That's about how much we trade with the United States right now. We would be able to potentially counteract any imposition of tariffs if we just did more trade with each other. And that includes pipelines, by the way. And that's why I'm encouraged to see that everyone's saying, okay, well, you want me to buy your aluminum? Maybe you should be taking our oil and gas. And I think we're getting somewhere with that conversation. And it's good. It's good for Canada to really have this reckoning about why is it easier for us to trade with Montana and Oklahoma and Texas than it is with British Columbia and Manitoba and Quebec. It shouldn't be. We should be able to trade with each other first.